So, good evening, class. Good evening once again, class.
Good evening, madam.
I hope all of us are present. So today we're going to be tackling the food service class, and I'm going to be sharing my screen with you so you can see the units and the topic of today. So tell me whether you can see my screen. Let me share it with you. So can you see my screen? Yeah. Now since we are good, so the unit we'll be handling today is handling guest reservations. The topic we are covering is take guest reservations, and we'll go straight ahead into our learning outcomes. So by the end of the session, the learner should be able to define the term guest reservation. Then by the end of the session also, the learner should be able to receive reservation requests promptly and courteously in accordance with the standard operating procedures. So we're going to begin our class by introducing guest reservation. What is the term guest reservation? So a guest reservation is a request by a guest to book accommodation or services at a hospitality establishment. These include either a lodge, a hotel, or a resort. So some of the sources of these reservations include telephone calls, emails, online booking platforms such as booking.com and Expedia. What are some of the other sources of reservations that you know? Yes? Anyone to give another source of the reservation requests? Yes, Viola?
Email.
Yeah, we have emails as another source. Then we have the travel agents and the tour operators. We have the hotel websites. And we also have guest walk-ins when a guest just comes by themselves to the hotel and they make a booking for a certain date. So now that we know what the reservations are, and we also know some of the sources of these guest reservations, we're going to look at the standard operating procedures for how to handle or receive these reservations. So the first thing is receiving the request promptly. This just means you don't take too much time, you don't drag where you're receiving these reservations. So if it's in terms of phone calls, you answer them within 3 minutes of the phone ringing. And then if it's an email, ensure that 24 hours do not elapse before you respond to those emails. Then we obviously know the language you're going to be using to communicate is that hospitable type of language. And you answer that telephone call professionally. For example, you can say, "Good morning, thank you for calling. Maybe Sunset Hotel. My name is so-and-so. How may I assist you today?" That is an example of how to answer that telephone call. Then the next step is gathering the reservation details. Who can tell us what are some of these reservation details you're going to be receiving from the guest? One of them is the guest name. So maybe somebody else can tell us. So what are the reservation details? Do you have any other reservation details you're going to be collecting? So some of the other reservation details we're going to be collecting include the contact numbers, the number of the guest, the mode of payment, if it's by card or mobile money. We also have the date, time of arrival, and also departure. We have the room preference and the type, and some of the special requests. For example, if you have a family, they maybe ask for a baby code. So that is one of the special requests. In the next step, we have confirming the reservation. And under confirming the reservations, you repeat the key details to the guests for them to confirm that the information you've actually gotten is accurate. So are we together up to that point?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then the fourth step is documentation and system entry. So here you document, you write that reservation down, and you update your systems. So in session summary, somebody to read for us what you can see. What are those steps that you take when you are handling a reservation? Evelyn, are you there?
Yes, I am there, madam.
Yeah, so maybe tell us the first thing that you can see from our summary infographic here. What is the first thing that we do?
I'm seeing something like phone ringing, they is receiving promptly. So this means answering call and email quickly.
Yeah, so that is correct. That is the first thing we do. Then the next thing we do is we gather the details that we need to make that reservation. That includes the phone number, the name, and the date. And then we also have confirmation of a reservation by writing it down, also repeating those details back to the guests for them to confirm that it's actually accurate. Then being courteous. So this is using that polite language when you're communicating to that guest. So that is actually the end of our class, but I'm not going to leave you without an assignment. So we have an assignment that you're going to list some of the common phrases for courteous communication when you're receiving these reservations. So generally in the hospitality establishment, what are some of those phrases that you use to show courtesy when you're communicating with your guests? One of them I would give is, let's say, thank you. So thank you is a courteous phrase that we commonly use to show courtesy. So go list some of the others. This assignment will be due the next class we meet. So that is the end of my presentation, and thank you for attending my class.